let's start now. So, Palo Alto Networks. So, I just wanted to understand from you guys, like, how many of you guys are working in Palo Alto Networks, or like maybe you are going to start working it or something like that? Anybody in the class? No, no one. Okay, fine.
Not really, very new.
Really? Okay, no.
Yeah, we are new, but yeah, we are going to start very soon working.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm also new in this. Actually, I'm working as a network engineer.
Mm-hmm.
So, to want to change the job, so I'm learning Palo.
Nice, nice. Okay, fine.
Because sir, I have some basic experience, like
Oh.
I use upgradation, then policy,
Mm-hmm.
creating new policies, all these things. I have some experience.
Okay, fine. Okay, so Palo Alto Networks, whenever you see, this is PAN, which is Palo Alto Networks. Palo Alto Networks has their product line in a different targeting, different type of requirement, different type of customers, different kind of users. Not customer is not good word, users, right? Now here, if you see, there are three parts of it. One is called as Strata, one is called as Prisma, and other is called as Cortex. Okay. I'm not going in very depth or tell you about everything. If I start telling it, it will take a lot of time. So I'll just give you a brief out, and also will try to cover specifically Strata, not Prisma and Cortex. I'll give you the examples, like what are the things and what are the products are there, but I'm not going to go into details. Okay. Now our PCNSC will be focuses on Strata. So Strata will have their firewalls. Now where the firewall that we can put it? We can put it in data center, hybrid data center, internet perimeter, branch, IoTs, and endpoints. So we have a complete solution. As you can see, the firewall can be configured in any kind of situation or any kind of environment, where we can have a data center, hybrid data center. Like hybrid data center, whenever I'm saying is the cloud and your on-prem. So on-prem is managed by us. Cloud, it can be Amazon, it can be Azure, it can be any cloud provider, Google Cloud and all, right? And then we have a internet perimeter, where the internet will break out. So basically, every organization has their own internet breakout. So what does it mean? So basically, let's say, for example, if you have multiple offices, okay, now for multiple offices, what happens is they will have a breakout from specific location. It's not that every device will be going and connecting to internet from every location. It is not like that. Some of the, like, it depends on the design what they are having it, okay, but we will have a heavy load on that particular internet routers, because they will have a multiple locations which their internet breakout will be there from, let's say, from one location. In that case, they will have a very heavy traffic on that, because they need to filter everything. So that kind of device is also there. That is called as internet perimeter area. Okay. Then we have branch, which is remote branch, and there are small branches, small offices and all. Then we have IoT devices. I'll tell you where IoT devices will be coming in once we go to the slides, and also endpoints. So we will have a users who is traveling across the world. They will also be connected, and how? Through GlobalProtect. If you might have heard about Cisco AnyConnect, something like GlobalProtect, right?
Because similar to Sophos endpoint.
Yes, yeah. So 40 client, like 40 get 40 client, checkpoint, check client, like that.
Okay.
Then we have Prisma. Prisma is specifically for the cloud. Okay. Now, as how we are renting servers on cloud, right? We are renting servers, we are deploying applications, and we are accessing through our on-prem or internet or something like that. Same way, we can also rent out firewall as well. Okay. So we will be having PCs over here. They will directly connect to firewall. Okay. And in the firewall, we'll create policies, how we create in our normal firewalls, like policy, NAT policy. Then we have URL policy, application control, so many things, right? So same way we can configure this particular firewall, which is called as rent firewalls, and we can process the traffic and we can send it towards internet, data center, anything else.
I need a place in New Orleans.
Shubham, please go on mute.
Okay, and Jimmy, there.
Like this. Okay. And also there are other products as well. Like it is basically to secure our cloud devices. Just think about it. And Cortex is basically for your future, which is basically what kind of threat can happen. So that kind of information that you can, logic that you can create, and you can basically secure your network. So basically, you might have heard about SOC, Security Operations Center. Do you guys know about this SOC?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So it's a cloud firewall. Prisma is a cloud firewall, as well as they have different type of product to secure your cloud infra. Yeah.
Okay, but the firewall is hosted in the cloud only, right?
Yeah, it will be in the Palo Alto clouds. Yeah.
And it is only meant for the cloud hosted environment, or the endpoint or the end users which are there in the.
And for end users as well. And maybe you might have heard about SASE.
I heard this term, but I don't have knowledge about this term.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So it is like that. It is for endpoint as well.
Vikas,
Yeah, tell me, Becky.
Strata, Prisma, and Cortex, these are the solution or technology?
They have a product lines which has different roles. Okay. Now they have a product which serve on-prem devices, cloud firewalls devices. This product has to secure the devices, to maintain the compliance, to renting the firewalls. And this is basically for your security operations center. So these are the products in this particular what you call as, in this particular context, I can tell you.
Because if I purchase a hardware, right, a Palo Alto firewall, of course Strata, all the features would be part of by default, right? What about the secure features? So is it based on the license or separate license that would require, or it is just a feature that's on the same firewall?
It's not feature of firewall. Okay.
Okay.
You
For
can
example, the network traffic and behavior analytics, right? So is that by default you get on a firewall, or it's something that we need to install it separately?
Yeah, you have to install it separately to separate a range of devices, different appliances. You will be getting it.
Oh, it's a separate appliance itself, not the same firewall.
No, it's not same firewall. See, same way, Prisma is also a different appliance. Just think, it's a different appliance. It is a different appliance. This is a different appliance altogether. Their working is in a different technology, right? So this is for firewalling thing. This is for your cloud infra, okay? And this is for your SOC infra.
Okay, got it. And for
In
cloud
one
infra,
firewall, you cannot get everything.
yeah, got it. For cloud infra, when you say the cloud, I think it's on. I mean, generally, it's on the Palo Alto cloud, or can I host it on Azure or GCP?
You have both.
I have both.
So if I say cloud, as I said it, you can rent the firewall on the cloud that is in Palo Alto Networks, like the Palo Alto data center. But let's say if you have Azure infra, if you want to monitor the VMs, if you want to monitor the infra of Azure cloud, you have another products of Prisma.
Okay, so it's just a VM.
Yes.
Okay.
Then you have security operations center where you basically try to create a logic and try to create a boundary of your network to try to understand the behavior if somebody is attacking it, or you create a logic and through the logic you are detecting a different kinds of attacks or creating a threat intelligence out of that. And also you can do automation with that particularly. Okay, so whenever the Palo Alto goes to a company, they have a complete security solution, whatever a company need or whatever the organization need. Now, let's say if I go to an organization, they have requirement of firewall. They can have a requirement of VMs, which is there in Azure to maintain the security. And they can have a requirement wherein they want to secure their network through these threat intelligence, as well as they can have a requirement of automation as well, right? So if you see in current time, whatever organization needs right now, Palo Alto has that particular solution with respect to security, not any other things, not switches, routers or something, right? Any questions, guys? We'll try to review all this again. Yeah.
All good.
विकास वो कॉर्टेक्स एक बार आप समझा देते, नहीं समझ में आया।
कोटेक्स आप सॉक में कभी काम किए हो या सॉक एनवायरनमेंट के बारे में समझते हो, लाइक सिक्योरिटी ऑपरेशन सेंटर, जहाँ पे हम लोग अटैक्स देखते हैं कि
जैसे ऑटोमेशन टूल होते हैं ना सॉक के, सिम्स वगैरह, स्प्लंक, वो बोल रहे हो आप?
हाँ, सिम स्प्लंक तो लॉक्स हो गया,
मतलब ऑन
सिम ऐसे बोल।
प्रीमाइसिस अगर हमारा हाइब्रिड डेटा सेंटर है तो कॉर्टेक्स को कैसे यूटिलाइज किया जाता है वहाँ पे, मुझे समझ। प्रिज्मा तो समझ में टोटली क्लाउड है, स्टार्टा ऑन प्रीमाइसिस हो गया आपका, मतलब हाइब्रिड एनवायरनमेंट। कॉर्टेक्स कैसे किधर लाई करता है?
देखिए, जब हम अपने इन्वायरमेंट को प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं, राइट, तो हमें भी डिवाइस लगाने की जरूरत होती है, राइट। हम ऐसे तो मॉनिटर नहीं कर सकते, तो हमें कुछ अप्लाइंसेस लगाने होते हैं जहां से हम मॉनिटर कर सके इस चीज को, कि जैसे मान लीजिए हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में 10,000 कनेक्शन आ रहे हैं पर सेकेंड।
ओके।
ठीक है, अचानक से वो 1 लाख हो गए, तो वो एक तरीके का थ्रेट ही हुआ, राइट, हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए।
तो ये इंटीग्रेट होता है क्या, जैसे सिम्स?
इंटीग्रेट होता है, करेक्ट।
ओके, अच्छा,
सारे
ठीक है ठीक है।
डिवाइसेस,
जैसे स्प्लंक आपने एक डेडिकेटेड सॉफ्टवेयर है, उसी तरह से पालो अल्टो का कॉर्टेक्स है।
हाँ हाँ,
अच्छा
कोटेक्स
अच्छा।
में भी डिफरेंट डिफरेंट डिवाइसेस आते हैं। ये सिर्फ कोटेक्स एक नाम है, जैसे स्टार्टा, स्टार्टा थोड़ी ना फायरवॉल है, पॉलो अल्टो फायरवॉल है, राइट।
हाँ, करेक्ट करेक्ट
स्टार्टा वो नाम है सिर्फ, राइट।
करेक्ट करेक्ट। ओके, तो इसके भी डिवाइसेस आते हैं क्या, हार्डवेयर सॉफ्टवेयर दोनों
हाँ
में?
हाँ हाँ, आते आते।
ओके ओके, ठीक है, थैंक यू।
If you want to do that, I will tell you the certifications that you can also pursue. I will tell you.
ओके ओके।
Palo Alto side, ठीक है। You guys can just go into this, और यहाँ पे देखिए, यहाँ अलग अलग आपके पास एग्जाम्स है। अभी ये ऑटोमेशन जो इंजीनियर है, इसके लिए भी अभी आगे, पहले नहीं था, लाइक इट वाज नॉट देयर बिफोर, बट नाउअडेज दे हैव स्टार्टेड दिस सर्टिफिकेशन एज वेल।
विकास एक चीज और पूछनी थी, मतलब लाइक आई एम वर्किंग एज ए सिस्टम एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर, तो हमारे पास लाइक बेसिक फायरवॉल के एक्सेस वगैरह होते हैं एंड पॉइंट के, जैसे सोफोस के एंड पॉइंट होते हैं, ठीक है। तो अगर मैं पालो अल्टो की सर्टिफिकेशन कर लेता हूँ और सीसीएनपी भी मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ, सीसीएनए ऑलरेडी मैंने पढ़ा है नेटवर्किंग से, तो लाइक व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ गेटिंग जॉब इन दिस फील्ड एज अ नेटवर्क एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर और समथिंग लाइक दैट?
आप बोल रहे हैं कि आपने सीसीएनए
हाँ,
की?
correct. Like as a like system administrator, like we work on Intunes, like Office 365. Even I have access of Sophos Firewall, not like global admin, like basic access, like VPN configuration and all. So अगर पालो अल्टो कर लेता हूँ अच्छे से, तो like कितना easy है मतलब जॉब लेना, या फिर ऐसा अगर सर्टिफिकेशन कर
सीसीएनए
लेता हूँ?
आपने कितना?
हाँ, सीसीएनए मैंने पढ़ा है, नेटवर्किंग से सर्वर्स भी मैंने पढ़ा है, ऑफिस 365 पढ़ा है, इंट्यून्स भी, लाइक आई हैव बेसिक नॉलेज ऑफ इंट्यून्स। तो क्योंकि मैं मतलब सोफस पे मतलब हम लोग बेसिक काम करते हैं, तो मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि अगर पालो अल्टो अगर मैं पढ़ लेता हूँ अच्छे से इन डेप्थ, तो क्या चांसेस है?
देखिए,
हम्म
ये यहाँ पे सर्वर सर्वर क्या हो गया, एक एंड पॉइंट डिवाइस है। इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ एंड पॉइंट डिवाइस. व्हेन
हम्म
वी टॉक अबाउट नेटवर्क्स, राइट, द
हम्म
पाथ, like
हम्म
going from one location to another location or one network to another network, we have to be very much good on that particularly. Then we have to put some boundaries, that is firewall, to protect that this full flow should not be going, or this flow, in that particular flow, this port number. And then we have to go into little details that this IP should not go, this port number should not communicate, or something like that.
तो इनके
So
जॉब रोल्स क्या क्या होते हैं, जैसे नेटवर्क एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर के अलावा?
नहीं नहीं,
लाइक
देखिए,
बेसिकली जैसे हम लोग जॉब अप्लाई करते हैं ना एज अ सिस्टम एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर, तो वहाँ भी फायरवॉल्स की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है, मगर वो पूरी तरीके से फायरवॉल मेंटेन नहीं करते, दे हैव लिमिटेड एक्सेस ऑफ द फायरवॉल्स।
ठीक है, देखिए, ये कंपनी टू कंपनी वेरी करता है, और वी कैन नॉट से बाय सीइंग फ्रॉम आउटसाइड कि वो क्या एक्सेस देंगे। और ऐसे मैं जनरली बोल भी नहीं पाऊंगा कि सी, इन सम ऑफ द कंपनीज, वंस यू जॉइन इट, राइट, तो वो क्या करेंगे कि आपके एक्सपीरियंस के बेस पे वो जॉब ओपनिंग होगी, ठीक है, जॉब ओपनिंग में वो क्या लिखते हैं, वो L1 देते हैं या L2 देते हैं या L3 देते हैं, ठीक है। वो
करेक्ट।
उनके हिसाब से जब आप इंटरव्यू करते हो, तब आपको उसके बारे में आइडिया बता लगता है कि इज इट L2 रोल, इज इट L1 रोल और L3 रोल, ठीक है। उसके एक्सपीरियंस के हिसाब से, सैलरी के हिसाब से वो आपको जज के, इंटरव्यू के हिसाब से आपको जज करते हैं, और रोल क्या ओपन है उसके हिसाब से आपको वो रोल मिलता है। अब वो रोल में क्या क्या रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है, वो कंपनी के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, वो कंपनी डिसाइड करके आपको बताती है, उनका
ओके।
डिसीजन रहता है। तो जब भी आप पोर्टल देखते हो, जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन देखते हो, आप उसमें देखो कि वो एग्जैक्टली व्हाट दे आर आस्किंग फॉर। इफ दे हैव मेंशन मल्टीपल टाइम ट्रबल शूटिंग, तो वो मोस्टली L2 वाले रहते हैं, और कभी कभी कहीं कहीं पे वो लिख भी देते हैं कि इट इज फॉर L1 रोल,
क्योंकि मैं
ठीक
मतलब
है।
जॉब आई वांट टू स्विच फॉर नेटवर्क एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर, तो मतलब सीसीएनए मैंने पढ़ा है अच्छे से, सीसीएनबी भी मैं
ठीक है,
पढ़ रहा हूँ, फायरवॉल भी पढ़ रहा हूँ आपके साथ।
सो आपको आपके पास,
Sir, actually,
या टेल मी, सी whenever you are going
sir,
for
actually
C,
ये पारा मतलब ये जब
Sajid is saying
let me,
something.
yeah, let me. So
okay,
when
okay.
you are completing CCNA or CCNP on security, okay, and
Hmm.
you want to switch to a next level of job, I see, the thing is, you have to have, or you have to maintain some kind of experiences of it. You cannot simply jump, or you cannot go to senior level, or you cannot become like that. So okay, so if you are searching into network or network security, I would encourage you to do CCNA properly. If I say CCNA, right?
Mhm.
CCNA properly. Do all the practicals, try to understand all the logics, try to understand the subnetting parts, okay? And then do Palo Alto. You'll get a good job. Now,
Yeah.
CCNP is kind of a professional kind of, again,
सीसीएनपी में वो एनआरसी में पढ़ा, मतलब राउटिंग स्विचिंग उसमें एडवांस होते हैं
हाँ,
ना,
which is
बीजीपी
good,
एमपीएलएस वगैरह।
which is good, okay?
हम्म
So I would request you, whenever you are doing, you do it with hard work. Like you have to do all the practicals. ऐसा नहीं कि बस कर लिया, ऐसा नहीं करना,
नहीं वो
क्योंकि
प्रैक्टिकल्स तो मैं
knowledge
करता हूँ अच्छे
matters.
से।
Yeah,
करेक्ट।
knowledge matters. और फिर then you try to do Palo Alto, because until and unless you don't know about network basics, if you're going to Palo Alto, doesn't make any sense, right? So you have to know about network basics, then only Palo Alto works into the play.
करेक्ट करेक्ट।
Yeah, yeah.
Sir,
Yes,
sir,
Ajay.
actually, this Palo Alto, actually, I'm working in the field engineering. So when I see like devices, like for they are especially whenever we are giving network, then internal network, they are giving the like this devices, firewall devices. And even so many companies, they are purchasing the devices like firewall devices. So in that, like for if they have their own servers, they are purchasing their own firewalls. So this is the particular like Fortinet firewalls. So this is the same kind of device or something that, and we can apply any kind of codings or something like to like for example, if my company have my own server, so for that I need to protect my own server with the firewall. So for that they purchase the device, right? So this is a kind of device, Palo Alto, or this is only like
It's a device.
it's a device,
It's a
right?
device.
So for that,
Yeah.
yeah, for that actually for cloud security, So for example, I'm taking like a server from from the Google or something. Even Google is giving the security, but for my own, so for that also I need a cloud security from the Palo Alto, right? So this also device or it's some third party company or something that we will work on it, or all device, right?
All device, hardware only.
Hardware only, right?
Yeah, device only. Maybe see, the thing is, I'll tell you first, okay? Now the voice that you are telling me, maybe for me it is happening, maybe for others, if they are able to understand what he is saying. So what I have understood is like he is trying to say that the FortiGate, how the FortiGate is, like if a company is buying a FortiGate devices, the way it is, same way. Palo Alto is also a same kind of devices. It is also an appliance. It is a physical device. This is what he is trying
Yeah,
to
yes,
say.
yes, yes.
Because
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So this is a same kind of device. Same the physical devices or physical appliances are there. Okay, and also
Okay.
we have VM devices as well. In VM devices, we will have our Palo Alto PAN OS running in that particular VM. Now, every VM have their own other requirements, which I'm going to discuss further. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. I got it. Okay.
Now, Palo Alto has a key element. Okay. Now, the key element is like this. Complete visibility. So complete visibility means that, let's say you are in a room, okay? And in your room, you have TV, you have laptop, you have your mobiles, you have your headphones, and you have your water bottle. So you know whatever it is there in your room. So if somebody takes your mobile or takes your laptop, you'll get to know that somebody has took something. So what Palo Alto says that I have and I should know what is there. So he will have a complete visibility. So if you have a visibility in your room, what is there and what is there, what's not there, right? So that basically reduces the attack space. So if you know what is there in your network, and if somebody takes from your, let's say if you there in the room and you know what is there, if somebody takes it, you will get to know, right? So that because that's basically reduces the attack space in network. So Palo Alto basically tries to understand everything from your network so that it can reduce the attack space as much as it can, right? And after that it prevents. Now he knows what kind of attack that can happen, right? If it has a complete visibility, how SQL can be attacked, how HTTP can be attacked, how a server can be attacked. He knows. So whatever he knows, he can handle it. And whatever he does not know, he will just simply do not allow in his network. Simple. Even it's a legitimate traffic or it is a genuine traffic, he will not allow because he doesn't know about it. Simple. Now, understanding this and understanding this, if if you are not unable to, if you are unable to correlate anything, once we go to app ID section, you will understand. That will clarify you. Because if I start explaining, it will be basically creates a lot of confusion. So just try to understand or correlate things with the real world scenario. Okay. Later, we can basically correlate the real world scenario with devices. Fine. Any question?
Because all clear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nanda, tell me. All good?
No, it's clear. Yeah.
Now in Strata, we have different kinds of products, as you can see. Okay. Now we have VM devices, we have physical devices, we have CN devices, which we are going to discuss. Okay. We have subscription model like licensing. We will have a licenses, okay, which has a threat services and next generation firewall capabilities. Then we have Panorama. Panorama is manager. Yeah, Shruti.
Hi, sir. Good
Please
evening.
tell me.
I just
Hi.
want to say that can we have the basic of firewall first, like before going in depth of Palo Alto? Because I don't have any real world experience of firewall. Like I'm a NOC engineer, so can we have just basic? Like we have so many firewall there, FortiGate and all. So why Palo Alto like that? Basics.
Oh, yeah, Shruti. I guess you have joined little late, I believe so. So I was just telling at the start that it's not a technical class itself. It is just an introduction of Palo Alto network. What are the devices are there? Okay. And we are just exploring that particular device. So once you do the certification or once you understand their products, you what are the other option or what other opportunity that you are having? Just wanted to understand. This is just a introduction class of product which is offered by Palo Alto. Now we are going to start day one tomorrow, and there we are going to start from the scratch, logging to the firewall, understanding firewall fundamentals, all those things.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Then we have a license models. Okay. We have Panorama. So what is Panorama? Let's say we have multiple firewalls. Let's say we have 20 devices. Now in 20 devices, I cannot just log into all the devices and update a syslog server IP address. This is not possible, right? Or maybe updating an IP address. Let's say I have a requirement or I just wanted to create a policy or security policy or NAT policy or anything. Or simplest example can be syslog IP address. I cannot do it for 20 devices. So I'll be sitting in Panorama and I'll be pushing all this to all the devices in one single commit button. Like one single click, I can deploy to all the devices. That is Panorama, which we are going to discuss. As we have Wildfire, it is basically monitors your file, what is your uploading, downloading, malware detection of it, right? Then we have GlobalProtect. GlobalProtect is what? Cisco AnyConnect, if you remember, Sophos client, Forti client and all. The remote VPN for remote offices or mobile users. Then we have Prisma Access, that renting the firewall on the cloud, which is for remote and for mobile users as well. Okay. And then for this is an extension of your enterprise parameter, right? Okay. Now we have Prisma securing the cloud, and this is the product: Prisma SaaS, Prisma Cloud, and Prisma Access. So as we know, Prisma Access just a rent. Prisma Cloud is basically monitoring your VMs and all. Okay, so in the cloud in Azure, we have a lot of VMs which we want to monitor, but this is a Prisma Cloud, and we have Prisma SaaS. SaaS is basically, let's say, if I'm using Office 365, Dropbox, or any other SASE or SaaS products. There are so many SaaS products are there, right? So if I want to use the SaaS product, and that SaaS product needs to be monitored as well. For that, we will have Prisma SaaS as well to maintain, to protect your data, protection, governance, compliance, all those things. So it keeps on monitoring. So SaaS is basically, we are using their software. We are not managing the hardware. We are not managing their patches. We are just using the software and paying it. So Office 365, we just manage, we store the device, we store the files over there. That's all we do, right? Now Prisma SaaS is a product which basically gives you, or basically provides extra protection for your data, governance and compliance. Right?
What is
Guys,
the
on mute.
ये सब्सक्रिप्शन है क्या प्रिज्मा SaaS?
Yeah, it's basically a subscription model as well, and we have product as well. Like it depends on how you are, whether you're paying for virtual. Yes. Guys, I have to mute all if you guys start all this, because it's 33 members. I cannot control everyone, so it is too difficult, guys. Please try to understand that. Yeah,
Am I audible?
Amjad, tell me.
What is the full form of SaaS, sir?
Software as a service. No idea?
Okay. Software as a service.
IaaS, infra as a service.
Basically, it's a cloud model.
Okay, I have given you example Office 365. What we do in this? We just use our mailbox, we'll use Word, Excel, that's all. We don't do anything. Right? Then we have secure the future. Now in the securing the future, we have few products. We have XDR Prevent, XDR and autofocus. Basically, it creates a logic, try to understand your behaviors, okay, in your network, and accordingly it detects those attacks or any other suspicious activity in your environment, right? So this is the product for them. We have XOR. XOR is very famous and it is very, very heavy appliance, which does a lot of automation. Examples are so many, and it can do a whole lot of things. It can remove so many guys from your organization. So for an example, let's say you need a admin right in your system. So in admin right, what you do? You raise a request. Then it goes for approvals. Then it sends an email to your manager. Once the manager approves, it goes to a system administrator that please allow him admin access. Once it is allowed, then it sends an email to you that it is allowed, and it creates a time that it is admin access is allowed for this particular time. And after that, again, it triggers the server to close that admin rights. So these all the things will be done by XOR apart from email approved by your manager. That's all. That is a human intervention. After that, everything is a machine. So here system administrator is not there. So this is just a small example which I am giving you. Apart from this, like there are so many other things which can be automated, which can be done from XOR, like automating the devices, Palo Alto devices, it is there, but this is just an example which I have given you. Okay. And after that, yes, Raghuveer.
I mean, with respect to automation, I think ये वो automation नहीं है जिसके लिए हमें सारी scripting language, Python and all ये सब आने की जरूरत है, right? This is not that automation.
वो भी है।
अच्छा, वो भी।
ये तो छोटा सा पार्ट में ना, वो तो बहुत सारी चीजें इसमें।
अच्छा,
क्या
ये पढ़ाओगे क्या विकास आप?
टावर है ना अपना?
कोर्टेक्स,
हाँ,
कोर्टेक्स आप पढ़ाओगे ना?
नहीं नहीं नहीं, मैं नहीं पढ़ने वाला। वो है ही नहीं।
ठीक, मतलब कुछ ओवरव्यू दे देना आप हमें भी।
सर इसके लिए कुछ कोडिंग हमको पढ़ना पड़ेगा पाइथन में इसमें?
ये अभी कोडिंग वगैरह अभी इसमें करने की जरूरत नहीं। इट इज जस्ट अ फायरवॉल, अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ फायरवॉल। अगर आपको कोडिंग पढ़ना है तो देन यू हैव टू डू दैट सर्टिफिकेशन व्हिच आई शोड यू, ऑटोमेशन इंजीनियर।
हाँ, ओके।
विकास सर, हमारा
लाइक
पाथ क्या रहेगा इसमें? लाइक ठीक है, हम लाइक जिस किसी ने भी इसमें Palo Alto में काम नहीं करा है, आई नो, आई कैन सी दैट पीपल आर वेरी इंटरेस्टेड इन मे बी द सिक्योरिटी ऑपरेशंस, क्लाउड ऑपरेशन, क्योंकि मैं आई एम आल्सो आई मीन गोइंग टुवर्ड लीन टुवर्ड ऑन द क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी एज वेल, क्योंकि देख रहा हूँ अच्छा। तो हम लोगों का पाथ क्या रहेगा? पहले PCNS ही क्लियर करना इज मस्ट, एंड लेटर ऑन।
सेम मेरा भी यही सवाल है।
मतलब हमें आगे क्या करना पड़ेगा?
PCNS से आप लोग PCNS से या NSC करो, ठीक है।
ये बात एक ही, अगर SC या NSC करे एक ही चीज है सर, ये अलग अलग है?
PCNS से क्या है, सिर्फ फायरवॉल है।
ओके,
PCNSC फायरवॉल है, प्लस Palo Alto है, सॉरी पैनोरामा है,
ओके।
प्लस ट्रबल शूटिंग है। ये तीनों मॉडल है। तो आप PCNSC करोगे, इट विल बी PCNSA विल बी कवर्ड एज वेल।
इसका नेक्स्ट लेवल क्या है सर? इसके बाद क्या चीज आती है?
ऐसा कुछ लेवल नहीं है। जैसे सिस्को का अलग अलग मॉडल्स है ना, सिस्को में क्या है, CCNA है,
ठीक
ठीक है, सॉरी CCNA, फिर CCNA सिक्योरिटी है, फिर CCNA वायरलेस है, ऐसा कुछ है, राइट। तो अलग अलग ट्रैक्स है ना, इसके भी यही अलग अलग ट्रैक्स हैं।
ठीक है। तो यानी PCNSC एंड PCNSC करके ट्रैक इज एंड नाउ देयर आर डिफरेंट थिंग। अब सिक्योरिटी ऑपरेशन में जंप हो जाएगा।
फिर अगर आपको कोटेक्स में जाना है तो ऑटोमेशन इंजीनियर, अगर आपको प्रिज्मा में जाना है क्लाउड इंजीनियर, ऐसे करके।
जो आप पेज दिखा रहे थे सर अभी, नेटवर्क सिक्योरिटी वाला, वहां पे कुछ साइबर सिक्योरिटी अप्रेंटिसशिप और प्रैक्टिशनर एंट्री लेवल ये सब भी दिखा रहा है। तो व्हाट इज द साइबर सिक्योरिटी? इज PCNSC
देखिए
PCNSC?
ये, हाँ, ये नेटवर्क सिक्योरिटी में आता है, PCNSA PCNSC।
अच्छा, वो टॉप में जाएंगे सर, वो फाउंडेशनल साइबर सिक्योरिटी अप्रेंटिस, ये क्या है? ये चीजें क्या चीज है
ये
सर?
एक्चुअली ना बहुत ही बेसिक है, ठीक है। और इसको मतलब इट इज बेसिकली जस्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग अबाउट सिक्योरिटी। वो सिक्योरिटी के बहुत सारे थ्योरीज है इसमें, मतलब लाइक अंडरस्टैंडिंग की सिक्योरिटी क्या होता है, वो थोड़ा सा थ्योरी पार्ट है, मतलब कुछ प्रैक्टिकल है नहीं उसमें।
इज इट समथिंग कि ये Palo Alto ने अपना प्रोडक्ट का साइबर सिक्योरिटी डेवलप करा हुआ है एंड इट इज
यस,
नॉट साइबर सिक्योरिटी एज होल?
यस, वो आप ये बोल सकते हो, एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट, ऐसा कुछ कर सकते हो।
Then I think we would not look for these cyber security thing. Definitely we will focus on PCNSA and PCNSC sir.
SNSC। और ये जो सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर है, ये वाला सॉफ्टवेयर, ये क्लाउड पे डिप्लॉय कैसे करते हैं, हाउ टू डिप्लॉय ऑपरेट Palo Alto फायरवॉल्स इन द क्लाउड, ये वो है
All right.
बेसिकली।
I
ठीक है।
think सर इसके बाद नेक्स्ट लेवल पर सीधा क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी आता होगा फिर,
हाँ,
क्योंकि
इसके बाद अगर आपको कोटेक्स के अंदर में जानना, इफ यू वांट टू गो टू इनटू कोटेक्स, देन आपका ऑटोमेशन इंजीनियर आ गया, रेमिडिएशन एनालिस्ट आ गया। फिर आपको प्रिज्मा के अंदर जाना तो क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी इंजीनियर आ गया, उसका अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो गया, ये सब है, ठीक है। सो ये अलग अलग प्लेटफॉर्म्स है आपको।
जी एक्चुअली मैं जिससे कंफ्यूज हो रहा हूँ सर, वो साइबर सिक्योरिटी से हो रहा हूँ, क्योंकि साइबर सिक्योरिटी हर जगह डाला हुआ है उन्होंने। नेटवर्क
हाँ,
सिक्योरिटी में भी साइबर सिक्योरिटी डाला है, क्राउड सिक्योरिटी में भी साइबर सिक्योरिटी डाला हुआ है।
वो अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए बस सुन के उनके अंडरस्टैंडिंग, देखिए हर जगह ये।
हाउ साइबर सिक्योरिटी वर्क इन क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी, हाउ साइबर सिक्योरिटी वर्क अंडर द नेटवर्क सिक्योरिटी, काइंड ऑफ ये होगा फिर इसका मतलब।
यस 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 यस, वो एक्चुअली टू गेट इनटू सिक्योरिटी यू हैव टू बिल्ड योर फाउंडेशन, राइट। तो वही है बेसिकली।
Otherwise, all these foundational practitioner जो भी cyber security है, whether it is under network security, cyber security operation और cloud security, it is all same.
यस या,
Maybe I think I'm assuming. देखते देखते सर आगे।
एब्सोल्युटली।
ठीक है।
ठीक है।
ठीक है विकास।
Okay. Now, the next thing is data lake. What is data lake? Basically, it's a cloud storage place where you can pour all your logs in this. So if you have all the services, if you have your firewalls, if you have your Prisma, if you have Cortex, now all of these appliances or services will have logs, right? So you can pour all the logs inside the data lake. So if you don't have any storage in your organization, let's say everything is on cloud, for an example, you can, if you don't have any local storage in your organization, you can pour all the logs into data lake. You can do that. Okay. Maybe 40 cloud, if you guys have heard about it, for 40 cloud where you pour logs over there, same way data lake is there for 40, Palo Alto.
So this would be like on-prem as well as a cloud also. All the data we can push it to the
only
lake,
cloud,
right?
It is cloud based.
Okay.
Log storage or aggregator. Okay. They have a zero trust module.
Data would be, the log would be not specific to one feature, right? All the features, I mean, everything would be in a central location, right?
Yeah, you can put the logs in the data lake. Yeah.
So does it mean, sir, ki the actual appliances are inside the premises, but the data that we are sending for the storage is on the cloud? ऐसा कुछ है कि हम cloud पे भेज रहे हैं data, बाकी rest the appliance is there inside the premises.
That's what he said. I mean, I think we can do it in both ways, right? From the on-prem as well as cloud to the lake. Am I right?
Now try to again. So basically, you are saying that you want to store something in on-prem and you want to store onto data lake. Is that you're saying?
Yes, both the scenarios, right? So for example, I may have to, keep some data on-prem because of the requirement that we have for a quick troubleshooting or whatever, right? For example, whatever, right? So those data, can we push it in on-prem, and remaining data, can we push it to the lake? Can we bifurcate?
I guess maybe in your local storage, you can put the device, you can put the information about data lake, and you can pour, or you can send all the logs from there to a data lake, because you don't need to go into data lake and find the logs every time. If you have that particular requirement, so in that case, send the data to log server, and from log servers, like if you have, how can you define two log servers and sending the same amount of data to both the log servers? I doubt that particularly.
I could be wrong, because that would be a difficult stuff, because most of the cases log server would be the primary or secondary one. Yeah, you would be right. We can't, I think, bifurcate.
So from log servers, we can directly send the data to data lake.
Sure.
Okay, I guess fine. Any questions, guys? No, yes. Fine. They have a zero trust architecture. Okay. Now, do you guys know about east-west traffic, north-south traffic? North-south, it's a legacy one. But now a data center, whatever the data center that we are making, we are not following that particular architecture, right? If you remember the, what was that? The access layer, the distribution layer, the core layer, like that. But right now, the layers are gone. Now we have north-south and east-west traffic. Do you guys know? Yes, no?
It's Pine Leaf, I think.
Yes, Pine
No
Leaf.
idea with us.
It's Pine Leaf is the east-west technology.
Yes, yeah. So east and west is basically local. And when we say what, north-south means going from internal to outside, outside to inside, that's all, right? So zero trust architecture is like that I'll be inspecting this traffic, and this traffic as well. So if the traffic is going internally, I'll also inspect our internal traffic as well, right? So that is known as zero trust architecture.
विकास थोड़ा
ये
सिनेरियो में
नॉर्थ
एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हो, नहीं समझ में आया।
जैसे मान लीजिए एक सर्वर, okay, if I'm sending, if the user is trying to access, if you might have worked on Nexus environment. So in Nexus environment, we have multiple servers which is connected to the switches. And users, if the user want to access that particular servers, which is hosted on data center, for organization, it is an internal traffic, right?
Our user access like Dropbox server, like we have hosted Dropbox on VMs, so they access internally.
Internally, so they are internal user accessing the internal servers. Still, if you want, you can inspect the internal traffic as well.
अच्छा, ठीक है।
That is there.
ये फीचर सिर्फ पालो अल्टो में या फिर अदर फायरवॉल्स में भी?
सारे सब में मोस्टली आ गया है।
Okay, अच्छा।
Zero trust architecture is basically supported by all the devices nowadays.
Okay.
Okay.
तो ये नॉर्थ और साउथ मतलब नॉर्थ मीन्स इनवर्ड और इनबाउंड और
साउथ
साउथ
मतलब इनसाइड टू आउटसाइड, मतलब इंटरनेट पे जा रहा है ट्रैफिक।
मतलब नॉर्थ और साउथ, ऐसा नॉर्थ का कुछ इंडिकेशन नहीं है क्या? नॉर्थ मतलब इनसाइड आ रहा है और साउथ मतलब आउटबाउंड हो रहा है।
हाँ ऐसा ही कुछ है। नॉर्थ मतलब इनसाइड हो गया, साउथ मतलब आउटसाइड हो गया।
मतलब ऐसा ही है ना?
हाँ ऐसा ही है।
ओके,
ठीक है। Now Palo Alto is made like that, it can be flexible enough to be into multiple condition or multiple type of environment. So it's a flexible architecture. It can be, the PAN OS can be implemented or it can be installed in the bigger devices, smaller VM devices, also very, very smaller devices as well, which we are going to see how. Okay. And it can be also in the SASE infra as well, right? Now we are going to see how. These are the models which you can see. So for small branches, you have smaller devices. For perimeters, you have bigger devices. For large data center, you have chassis devices as well. Guys, if you don't mind, can I ask you, you guys are hearing any background noises or something like that?
No, all good from your side, sir.
Okay.
All good from your end.
Okay. So you can see all these models which is there, and all this red models, which is basically discontinued, end of life, I'm going to remove from the next class itself. So I'll be removing this. I forgot to remove in the current class. So, okay.
Sir,
We have
the same चीजें use होती है या
Can you please go back?
yes, yeah.
Sorry, someone was talking. My bad.
It's okay, Suresh. I was just asking if these are the firewalls or these are the devices can be used as Panorama.
No, this cannot be used as a Panorama. It's a firewall models.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, my question is like, what's the capacity in terms of bandwidth for these, devices can accommodate? Starting from X and then probably what is the max capacity on PA 7000 series?
Okay, so I guess for that we have to go to.
That's fine. If it's not, it's not. Just for my.
Okay, fine. So I have not mentioned it. It's a good idea. It's a good suggestion that I should add also that information as well, so that it will be on in one go. We can see that. Yeah, we have to see in the data sheet and we have to find it out.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Then we have virtual system. What is virtual system? Virtual system is basically we have a firewall, a physical firewall, and we can divide into multiple virtual firewall. Now, this can only be happen in physical device. This cannot happen in VM device. I just wanted to mention that. Okay. So the virtual device, cannot happen in VM based systems. It can only be happening in the physical device. Okay. So we have VM devices in our environment, in our lab. So virtual system cannot be done. Just wanted to inform you. And there is no differences. Let's say if I am dividing only two VMs like this, a physical device, right? So I'm dividing into two multiple VMs. The working principle will be like the thing will be what are the interfaces that I'm going to assign to this? What are the interfaces? Let's say I have 8 interfaces. So I'll assign 4 interfaces here and 4 interfaces here. Correct?
Okay.
And I'll be creating separate policy for this, a separate policy for this, NAT policy for this, URL filtering for this. I'll be allocating some of the bandwidth for this, some location resources to this, like that. Simple.
Basically, Palo Alto VMs are allowed only on Palo Alto hardwares.
No.
Is that right?
No. Physical devices can be have multiple virtual devices, virtual systems. Now VM can be, maybe my bad, VM can be installed into the servers. In multiple servers, multiple VMs can be created, and in VM we can install PanOS. So this is called as VSIS, VSIS1, VSISYS2. So
So,
virtual system 1, virtual system 2, like that.
so sir, servers are connected on physical port.
We have let's say this is server. We can have multiple VMs inside that.
Yeah, VM I understand. Just want to know like the servers are physically connected. Over the server, we have a VM.
You are talking about this?
Yes.
No, this is physical device.
Okay.
Maybe in ASA, we have something called as multi-context or context, if you guys have worked on it. Okay. So we are dividing, it's a PAN OS itself. Okay. It's a PAN OS. It's not VM or something. It's not a virtual. Differently, you have to upload the VM here or here. It is not like that. It's a PAN OS, physical devices, which is coming from Palo Alto. You are logically dividing into 2 parts. That's all.
Okay, got it.
विकास तो ये सारे हाइपरवाइजर के थ्रू होता है क्या?
नहीं कोई हाइपरवाइजर की जरूरत ही नहीं है इसमें.
तो फिर वो मतलब डिवाइड कैसे होते हैं फिजिकल सिस्टम में?
तो फिजिकल सिस्टम में हम लोग क्या करेंगे, बोलेंगे कि ये जो सिस्टम है ये 4 इंटरफेस यूज करेगा, ये जो सिस्टम है 4 सिस्टम यूज करेगा, ये 2 कोर यूज करेगा, ये 2 कोर यूज करेगा. वो उसमें हमारे पास प्रोविजन है, हमारे पास तरीका है उसको कॉन्फ़िगर करने.
तो मतलब कोई जैसे वर्चुअलाइजेशन सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं होते वहां पे जैसे
वर्चुअलाइजेशन सॉफ्टवेयर ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता, वीएम वगैरह
जैसे
कुछ नहीं होता.
जैसे सर्वर के ऊपर हाइपरवाइजर इंस्टॉल करके मल्टीपल वीएम्स
उसमें
इंस्टॉल
ऐसा
करते हैं.
करने की जरूरत, ऐसे करने की जरूरत ही नहीं. वो सिंपल डिवाइस को ही कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं. और हम लोग हमारा तो इंटरफेस जो मैनेजमेंट इंटरफेस रहेगा उसमें ही लॉग इन करके हम लोग दोनों डिवाइसेस को एक्सेस कर सकते हैं.
सर ऐसा होगा क्या कि लाइक जैसे हमने कोई EXI सर्वर बनाया उसमें कई सारे हमारे 8-10 हमारे वर्चुअल सर्वर बन गए। तो
हम्म।
उनको क्या ये 1-to-1 मैनेज करेगा या फिर मतलब कैसे क्या?
नहीं, एक आपको आपका जीयूआई एक ही रहेगा और आप दोनों को मैनेज करोगे ऐसा करके।
नहीं, हाँ, जीयूआई तो एक रहेगा सर। वो नहीं, मतलब कहने का मतलब ये है कि हमारा जो ईएक्सआई सर्वर रहेगा उसमें हमारे मल्टीपल हमारे कई सारे हमारे वर्चुअल सर्वर बने होंगे।
नहीं
तो
नहीं,
वर्चुअल सर्वर या
नहीं, आप उससे जो कंपेयर कर रहे हो उसको कंपैरिजन ही नहीं करना उसमें। एक्चुअली एक फिजिकल डिवाइस होगा, जैसे मान लीजिए यहाँ पर दिख रहा है ना आपको, ये
यस
फिजिकल
सर।
डिवाइस है। इसको मैंने वीसीस ए बनाया, वीसीस बी बनाया। ये वीएम
जैसे
नहीं,
कि
ये
जैसे कि वीलान जैसे बनाता है ना, ऐसा ही
हाँ, ये एक ही
स्विच
सिस्टम है,
में।
मैंने इसको स्प्लिट कर दिया कि
हाँ,
इसमें
स्विच में ऐसा पोर्ट बना, अलग अलग
डिफरेंट
पोर्ट
टाइप
बना
ऑफ
देना।
ट्रैफिक जाएगा, इसमें डिफरेंट टाइप होगा। जैसे मान लीजिए ये हमारा एप्पल कस्टमर से कनेक्टेड है और ये हमारा पेप्सी से कनेक्टेड है, तो मैंने दो।
मतलब पोर्ट्स में हम लोग जैसे वीलान बनाता है ना हर पोर्ट पे, जैसे
हाँ
हम लोग पोर्ट में हम लोग डिफरेंट करते हैं बस।
हाँ, डिफरेंट डिफरेंट पोर्ट्स यहाँ डिफाइन कर दिए, जैसे मान लीजिए पोर्ट 1,
हाँ
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ऐसे करके।
हाँ।
ठीक है।
तो
In this
मल्टीपल
case, it would be a single point of failure, right?
सिंगल पॉइंट ऑफ फेलियर है।
सर जब तक
अगर
आप पढ़ा रहे हैं बाकी लोग को
डाउन,
बोलिए सर, चुप रहे हैं।
खत्म पूरा। हाँ, क्या बोल रहे हैं?
सर जब तक आप भी पढ़ा रहे हैं सर, बीच में इंटरवेंशन कर रहे हैं लोग, उससे समझ में नहीं आ रहा, नॉइज ज्यादा हो रहा है क्रिएट।
आपको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है?
नहीं नहीं, मैं बोल रहा हूँ जब आप पढ़ा रहे हो तो बीच बीच में लोग बोल रहे हैं, उससे बोल रहा हूँ।
ओके ओके, नहीं नहीं, ठीक है ठीक है। वो स्टार्टिंग, सी देयर विल बी लॉट ऑफ क्वेरीज विल बी देयर, सो धीरे धीरे क्या होगा, जब क्वेरीज धीरे धीरे एड्रेस होने लगेंगे ना, तो वो धीरे धीरे फिर अंडरस्टैंडिंग होती जाएगी। वैसा होता ही है, इट इज देयर। सो डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट कि ये हो रहा है, ऐसा ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। ठीक है।
सर हम ये लैब में करेंगे क्या, ये वर्चुअल सिस्टम वाला जो आप बता रहे हैं कि जो कंटेक्स्ट फायरवॉल है, ये होगा
नहीं
हमारा?
पाएंगे अनफॉर्चुनेटली, हमारे पास फिजिकल डिवाइसेस नहीं है, हमारे पास वीएम डिवाइसेस, और वीएम डिवाइसेस को वी कैन नॉट कॉन्फ़िगर वीएसएस।
ओके ओके, मतलब हमें आइडिया है सिस्को फायरवॉल का, वी वर्कड ऑन दिस सिस्को फायरवॉल एंड कंटेक्स्ट फायरवॉल, बट ठीक है, आई थिंक इसको देखेंगे कभी लाइव एनवायरनमेंट में, वी गेट चांस। थैंक यू
ठीक है।
सर एक चीज पूछनी थी।
हाँ बोलिए।
ये हम वीएम पे करेंगे तो इस वीएम वर्चुअल मशीन के थ्रू अपने सिस्टम से कनेक्ट करके उस पे पॉलिसीज वगैरह लगा सकते हैं, वैसे वैसे चेक करेंगे।
हाँ, मतलब ऐसा ही रहेगा ना कि इसका एक ही मैनेजमेंट होगा। ठीक है।
हम्म।
और ये मैनेजमेंट में लॉगिन करके हम लोग दोनों में लॉगिन कर सकते हैं। हमें एक ही स्क्रीन दिखेगा, यहाँ ड्रॉप डाउन मेन्यू टाइप आ जाएगा कि सिस्टम 1 को कॉन्फ़िगर करना है, सिस्टम 2 को। जब हम लोग सिस्टम 1 में जाएंगे तो सिस्टम 1 का कॉन्फ़िगरेशन, सिस्टम 2 में जाएंगे तो सिस्टम 2 का कॉन्फ़िगरेशन, बस इतना ही
अच्छा
रहेगा।
अच्छा,
ठीक है।
ओके।
इसका main advantage, what is the main advantage of this one versus A?
Basically, the advantages for hosting. So
Okay.
if we are hosting multiple customers in our network, let's say we are the developer for some applications, okay, and we are the pioneer for that particular application. So now Apple has come and he's telling, I need a dedicated path to access this particular application, and this application will do all this works for me, right? So what I'll do is I'll create a dedicated path for him. So I will divide this particularly so that it's a big customer, right? So I don't want to intervene with any other traffic. I'll not make it shared. I'll make it a dedicated traffic for him to flow inside the firewall. So
Okay. And what's the maximum number of VSS we can create? Is there anything limitation, or it's based on the number of ports in the firewall on the hardware?
It depends on the bigger the size of the firewall that you are buying.
Okay,
Okay.
got it. Because I mean, as you said, right, every providers or the requirement, client will have a different requirement, right? Okay, got it.
So bandwidth we can use different, no problem, right?
Bandwidth? वो तो
like
bandwidth होगा उस पे ही आपको उतना ही मिलेगा, राइट?
हाँ ओके, तो फायरवॉल पर डिपेंड करेगा ना?
या ओके. Now this is actually a VM series devices. What I talked about, it's a physical device. This is VM device, virtual machines. Now virtual machines can be run on the top of hypervisor. So this is my server. I'll be running hypervisor here. Okay. And then I have VM on the top. Okay. Now what hypervisor does is it basically takes all the resources, and accordingly, when we create VMs, we can allocate the resources to them, right? Now, VM series has different type of licenses, okay? Which is VM 700, 500, 300, 100, and 50. Okay? Now, all these VMs will have a different level of requirement, right? As you can see, for 700, we have this requirement. So we need dedicated 16 CPUs. It can process up to 120,000 connections per second. The throughput will be 8 Gbps when you are enabling threat preventions. When you are enabling app ID, it can be 16 Gbps. Okay, what is the RAM it needs? 56 GB of RAM it requires. And what is the minimum hard disk that is needed? 660 GB. So when you are creating the VM, you have to create accordingly these kind of resources, and you have to put those resources. And then if you put the license over here, it will be activated. Got it? So do you guys know what is the bandwidth and what is throughput? Anyone has any idea?
विकास बैंडविड्थ तो मतलब स्पीड हो गया लिंक का, और थ्रूपुट मतलब कितना मतलब एक बार में वो मतलब स्पीड ट्रांसफर कर सकता है उस पोर्ट से.
Port capacity, yeah.
How fast it can process the traffic, and what is the link of the speed, link of that particular
port.
Yes. Let's say this is 100 Mbps, 100 Mbps, okay? And your bandwidth is 1 Gbps, there is no use. Or 10 Gbps, there is no use, because your interface will not support it, right? So there is no mean. So always remember, or always you will see your ports will higher speed than your throughput. Fine. And if you see here, okay, now whatever the speeds that you're seeing here, inside the VM, we will have a connectivity with other VMs as well, right? Now you have to create that particular networking inside that VM. Whoever knows about VM networking, they will do that particularly. You just need to deploy the VM and you have to configure the Palo Alto, that's all. Fine. Any questions? Then we have CN. Tell me. No, yes, maybe. Then we have CN devices. Okay, anybody knows what is Kubernetes? किसी को नहीं पता?
So बहुत basic सा ही पता है.
और
Kubernetes.
कुछ
Yeah.
मतलब like idea है
स्टेशन
what is Kubernetes?
कंटेनर का
क्या होता है Kubernetes?
हेलो,
हाँ, हमसर.
तो ये कंटेनर को ऑर्केस्ट्रेशन के लिए यूज होता है, मैनेज करने के लिए होता है कंटेनर्स को.
कंटेनर क्या होता है?
कंटेनर एक तरह से
और भी
आपका सिस्टम होता है सर, वर्चुअली क्लाउड पे।
I think,
So
sir, container is a place where I think all the software which we want to test or maybe कोई एक application run करनी है उससे related वो सारे software उसमें होते हैं.
correct. So
I
basically,
think
you can just think
basically
of,
it's
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
sorry.
Tell me, Suresh, tell me.
No, I think it is Kubernetes, if I'm right, is like used to manage multiple Dockers. It's just like ESXi VM concept, right? In Dockers, you can host multiple machines, and those Dockers are managed by Kubernetes. That's
Yeah, absolutely.
right. Yeah, the same way I think in the ESXi VM, right? ESXi is managed, used to manage the VM.
Absolutely. So just think about Kubernetes, that Dockers are there. If you are getting or if you are unable to understand this Docker container and Kubernetes, just think about in this particular way. Whatever the VM size are there, it's a smaller size. Just think about it. It's a smaller version of VM. Now you have physical machine, then we have a smaller machine, which is VM machine, and then tiny machine, which is your Kubernetes, Docker, whatever you think of in your mind, you think, okay, in that particular way. Now, it's a very much required in the industry. If you want to understand what is Docker, what is Kubernetes, what is container, we have n numbers of videos which is available on YouTube, and they can simply with animation they will explain you what exactly it is. You should have a little knowledge. It's not that you can understand by seeing the animation, you can understand what is happening. Okay, just go to that particular videos and try to understand it. Okay, now just think about this, a smaller version of VM devices. Okay, and it is very much important for our organization as well. Now, to protect that particular network, because they also are tiny machine, they also initiate traffic, they also have a communication, right? So to protect the devices or their traffic, not devices, their traffic, we have CN devices, which is also a tiny version of VMs. Okay, don't underestimate that it is a smaller device. It can provide layer 7 visibility, DNS, application level segmentation, and advanced threat protection as well. So you can create policies, you can create your URL filterings, antivirus filterings, and all those things. You can also do that. And the CN devices almost the same way how you configure a physical device, how you configure a VM device, and how you are configuring the CN devices as well. Same way. So if you have a physical environment on-prem, you have a device. If you have a cloud environment, you have VM device. If you have a Docker environment, you have CN devices. Now, what comes next? We'll see. Any questions, guys?
How useful, like, no, I mean, what would be the advantage of this CN series firewall when you have a Docker or a cloud system on the WAN network, internal network? Would any company use it?
Yeah, there are few companies, and I cannot say few companies. There are multiple companies which uses this. Because see, the thing is, if you try to understand the environment of Docker or container, when you have a different kinds of systems, they generate a different kinds of traffic. Now you want to basically filter that what kind of traffic can go till what level. They should not be going to each of the system, and they should have to be filtered, right? Basically, let's say for an example, if a sensitive SQL zone or maybe a critical SQL zone or prod zone is going to non-prod zone, that should not be following. We should have a control of it, right?
Makes sense. Yeah, got it. Okay.
So in that particular context, I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, VM series, CN series. What is the third series? Physical series. Okay. Now we have K2 series. Okay. Third is K2 series. Now, K2 series is what? K2 series is maybe have you seen a factory? Like on the internet, you might have seen, or maybe during your project time, maybe you have visited some factory or so. If you have not got a chance to visit a factory, the factory will have a sheds, they will have open places, maybe they'll be spread across 5 kilometer like this in the radius, something like that. And in that you have some places to have an office, there are some manufacturing units, there are some other places, there are some packaging units or something like that, and there are some open spaces as well. Now in building, if I put access point, which is fine, but in factory, where I can put it? So we will have towers over there, right? To have the connectivity with all this. Now the factory, whatever the production that is happening, that needs to be updated with headquarter as well, right? Let's say for a paint, okay, paint industry. Now how much store or inventory the company is having, he's supposed to know, right? Because the company is selling it or distributing it to distributors or something like that, they should have a count, right? So that information has to flow to headquarter regularly, or maybe daily, on a daily 3 times 4 times they need to update those things, right? How much packaging has been done, so all these things has to be updated, right? So they also needs to be connected to their headquarter network, right? So to connect to headquarter network, the traffic will be traveling towards internet and reaching to the headquarter, right? So they have to have some security devices, because it's a very critical information which is going from this to headquarters. They might need to create a VPN tunnel or something like that to secure their traffic as well. So K2 series will come into the picture and do the job. Now it will be a K2C next generation firewall, okay? And it can also does everything what a normal firewall can do. Right?
So basically, there is no LAN infrastructure. The factory would be on the wireless. Then you'll have a tower, and then the K2 sends the data to the corporate office. Is that right? Okay.
Yes. And also for internet traffic, we will send or we can do the filtering of it as well.
So does the K2 has got the? I mean, sorry.
Yeah, tell me.
What is the? I mean, from where do they get the IP address and all? I mean, I'm sure that that will not be part of our curriculum, just for our understanding.
Yeah, it is there.
Is that? Okay.
Work with petroleum industries, like maybe you have got a chance to work with them.
No.
If you work with them, they have a lot of factories in
Okay.
Yeah, I have seen this type of connection, network with the tower.
If you go there, I have seen there was a company like it was Canada based, and there was a company, I don't remember exactly his name. So that company, we used to reboot the firewalls, which used to be plugged into towers.
Okay.
And they will be
But this is connected through the cables only, right? No, this firewall will be directly connected to the tower, right?
It will not Palo Alto. It will be a dedicated firewall itself. Okay. And that firewall can be accessed through this thing, what you called as it will have an IP address. You can connect through the network.
Because this normally the tower is like what is written here, like mobile networks, right? Or
Mobile network,
uh,
it
okay.
is.
After that,
it has 5G as well.
This will connecting to the local networks through the K2 series firewall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because quick question here. And so can you confirm me where this actually K2 firewall located and where it is deployed?
It will be tower, in the tower itself.
So in the tower, so I work in the 4G, 5G industry, telecom industry. So I never see just like listen K2 firewall in.
It's not a tower where you are like see, when you go to telecom towers, right, they will not deploy firewalls over there.
Yeah, right.
Right, they will have a signal receiver kind of some devices.
Yeah,
They will, right. So in that case, they will have that, and also they will have a provision, or they can put devices as well. Now, how this particular device will be connected to internet and how the devices will be going, so we have to put that particular information as well, right? And in that particular case, we can put this firewalls as well, because
Yeah, like I need a radio transfer.
I have accessed that particular device. I know it was a different kind of company itself, so they can put in the tower. I got to know that particular day. I never knew that in the tower that we can put firewall in it. I was not sure about it that. So that is
Because normally the factories they use walkie-talkie type radio.
तो मे बी राउटर के बाद
talkies,
रखते होंगे सब
like
रैन ये रेडियो एक्सेस नेटवर्क
yeah, that is the reason. See, it can cover more areas. That is the reason they are going to put the towers inside the factory, right? So, and they have to be connected to internet, and they have to be connected. There needs to be filter as well. So for that reason, because all the traffic, either it is coming from other offices or anything, they will be going through this particular tower itself. So now, if I put the filter on the tower, all the traffic will be get filtered, all be blocked, all be allowed, traffic will be there in the tower, and then it goes towards internet, like that it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a physical.
I see this is in mining industry.
Yeah. And it can be accessed like a GUI, how you access a Palo Alto firewall, right? Okay. Then we have SASE environment. As you can see, it's a very best way to understand. We will be having a client, right? Client software in our PCs, right? In the PCs, we will be having all this. We are connecting from home or branch or mobile. First, our traffic will be creating a tunnel with this cloud firewall, which is renting the firewall. Okay, so it creates a tunnel with this, and here our policies will be there. All our URL filterings, antivirus rules, all these rules will be created. And once it gets entered into the firewall, it checks those policy, and then it will be allowed towards these. So now tell me a scenario where Palo Alto doesn't have a device or product. Tell me one place or one scenario.
Sorry, sir. What, sir?
Tell me a scenario where the Palo Alto cannot have a solution. By understanding this session, you just tell me in which scenario Palo Alto doesn't have any kind of product or with respect to security.
Any military base or something?
Sorry, where? Industry base?
No, military, defense.
Defense, okay. They see the defense devices, they will never reveal. See, the thing is, for Cisco, they make defenses for even they have a custom devices, they have a custom protocol. We cannot compare that one to. We cannot study that as well. They have a different
because the scenario is like when someone is taking the services of Prisma solution for the Palo Alto. In that case, customer don't need to install any kind of devices in their location. So he just connect to the basically with the Prisma cloud of the Palo Alto and get whatever they want to access. Is it
Yes.
like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And for that, I believe there should be some sort of utility installed on the computer so that it identifies and talks to.
Client will be installed over there. Have you seen Zscaler? Maybe you
Yes,
guys.
we heard about that technology,
Yes.
Zscaler.
Okay, Zscaler. Okay. Yeah, they have also the same kind of functionality. Even FortiGate is also have, even I guess Cisco is also trying into this because the future is like that. SASE. Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
विकास वो पिछले स्लाइड में था एक लिखा था SD-WAN. What is that?
SD-WAN मतलब वो actually एक
Software defined.
we
I
can
think.
when rules or configuration we can do it.
Okay, like वो dedicated technology है या फिर part of Palo Alto?
नहीं, अगर आप services
Automation, I think.
applying for it, you have two types of services, network layer and security layer. So दोनों के अलग अलग prices है. तो network के लिए जाओगे तो ये सारे मिलेंगे, अगर security के लिए जाओगे तो दोनों मिलेंगे. और आपके environment में if you have a SD-WAN scenarios, this Prisma or this particular device can be connected with your environment as well. अब मान लीजिए यूएस में पूरा बिजनेस है तो वहां पे यू हैव ऑल द साइट्स एंड इन इंडिया यू हैव अ वेरी रिमोट लोकेशन देयर यू कैन हैव अ प्रिज्मा. सो वहां पे डिवाइस इंस्टॉल करने की जरूरत नहीं है. द यूजर्स आर वर्किंग फ्रॉम होम, दे विल बी कनेक्टेड टू प्रिज्मा. और अगर ज्यादा करना है तो वी कैन कनेक्ट विद SD-WAN और SD-WAN में पहुंच गए तो फिर एवरीथिंग एंड इट विल बी टू फास्ट टू एक्सेस एनीथिंग फ्रॉम इंडिया टू यूएस रीजन्स एंड ऑल. Right. So
एग्जांपल दे सकते हैं आप SD-WAN का for better understanding?
SD-WAN का एग्जांपल मतलब SD-WAN
मतलब कैसे how it use like?
SD-WAN मतलब साइट्स को कनेक्ट करता है.
Okay.
लाइक अगर आपके पास 10 साइट्स हैं एंड दे वांट टू कम्युनिकेट टू ईच अदर, वहां पे SD-WAN यू कैन पुट इट एंड दे विल ट्राई टू एक्सेस ईच अदर लाइक दैट.
ऐसा तो नहीं है सेंट्रलाइज मैनेजमेंट ऐसा?
सेंट्रलाइज मैनेजमेंट तो रहता है, मतलब जो एक्चुअल कहने का मतलब है कि वो SD-WAN बनाया इसलिए हुआ है कि वो साइट्स एक दूसरे से एक्सेस हो पाए. देखिए उसका कंट्रोलर अलग रहेगा, उसके फॉरवर्डिंग टेबल अलग रहेंगे, ये वो सब तो अलग ही चीज़ है. बट मैं हाई लेवल के तरीके से बता रहा हूँ कि एक्चुअली जो जिस्ट है, जो एक्चुअल रिक्वायरमेंट है वो साइड टू साइड कनेक्टिविटी के लिए है. जो साइड टू साइड VPN होता है ना स्लो होता है, बस SD-WAN थोड़ा फास्ट होता है. उसमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें हम लोग कर सकते हैं, उसमें रूल्स भी लगा सकते हैं, उसमें हम लोग देख सकते हैं कितने ड्रॉप्स है, कितने लेटेंसी है, सब सारी चीज़ें मॉनिटर कर सकते हैं उसमें SD-WAN में.
अच्छा,
ठीक है. Advantages.
And this SD-WAN has to be on the same provider's network, right? For example, provider मतलब Palo Alto to Palo Alto, right? Or it's a mix of both?
दूसरे के साथ अभी कंपैटिबल है या नहीं है मैंने अभी चेक नहीं किया अभी तक, क्योंकि हमारे एनवायरनमेंट में इट इज सिस्को ओनली फुल्ली. सो आई एम नॉट मच श्योर ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर पार्ट SD-WAN. ठीक है
सर, हमारा क्लास का ड्यूरेशन कितना है?
क्लास का ड्यूरेशन पर डे इट इज फ्रॉम 8:30 to 10 o'clock. और अगर आप इफ यू आर आस्किंग द फुल कोर्स ड्यूरेशन इट इज
फुल कोर्स कब?
45 days.
ओके, 45 days.
मतलब
Vikas, you work only on Palo Alto technology?
हाँ.
Like, did you work on only Palo Alto technology or like other firewalls?
नहीं, मैं तो बहुत सारे चीज़ों पे काम करता हूँ. मैंने अपना इंट्रोडक्शन ही नहीं दिया. मैं एक्चुअली आई हैव अराउंड 13 years of experience, अगर हो जाएगा अभी 13 years. एंड
Palo Alto आप कितने साल किया आपने?
हाँ,
Palo Alto पे आपने कितने साल काम किया?
Palo Alto पे मैं 6 साल हो गया, 6 years. ठीक है. सो आई स्टार्टेड माय करियर विद सिस्को ए से. ठीक है. And then I was very much interested into CCIE, so I have given examination. Okay. And then I done FortiGate as well. देन आई मूव टू चेक पॉइंट में मैंने मतलब ये कंपनी नहीं बता रहा हूँ मैं बता रहा हूँ क्या क्या सीखा मैंने। फिर देन आई लर्न चेक पॉइंट, देन आई लर्न सोनिक वॉल, देन आई लर्न साइबर रोम, देन साइबर रोम पहले सोफो साइबर रोम था, ठीक है।
ओके
देन आई लर्न पोलो ऑल्टो, उसके बाद तो फिर पोलो ऑल्टो ही है। और अभी क्या
इसमें
डिवाइस
सबसे बेस्ट पालो अल्टो है या मतलब अगर कंसोल वाइज अगर देखा जाए
बेस्ट
तो?
तो मैं किसी को नहीं बोल सकता क्योंकि मेरा ए से इज माय फर्स्ट फायरवॉल, सो मैं ए से जब भी मुझे मिलता है तो आई लाइक सी एल आई, मतलब मेरे को सी एल आई वाला फील बहुत अच्छा लगता है। लाइक आई डोंट लाइक जी आई थिंग्स एंड ऑल। लेकिन पोलो ऑल्टो पूरा जी आई है, चेक पॉइंट जी आई है, फोर्टिगेट जी आई है, सब जी आई हो गया अभी। अभी जो सिस्को का सी ए से का जो नया वाला है जो फायर
को
पावर
मेरा कि हम
पूरा
लोग यूज करें।
उसमें भी
आई
तो
थिंक ये SD-WAN भी जियो है ना सर?
हाँ सब अभी वो CLI अनटिल अनलेस यू आर अ राउटिंग स्विचिंग गाई, वो लोग का भी GUI में काम कर रहे हैं, दैट इज अ गुड थिंग।
तो विकास आप लाइक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन भी करते हो क्या, राउटिंग स्विचिंग वगैरह ऐसा आपने किया है क्या? जैसे आपने CCI किया तो आपने तो किया होगा ना कॉन्फ़िगरेशन।
ओके, सो एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस गाइस?
तो वीडियो वही इसमें अपलोड हो जाएगा ना हर मतलब?
हाँ, वीडियोस टुमारो बाय इवनिंग और बाय आफ्टरनून इट विल बी अपलोडेड।
विकास वो सर्टिफिकेशन का आप बता देते हो, कोई बुक्स वगैरह आप दे सकते हो या फिर
हाँ ठीक है, सो मैं क्या सोच रहा हूँ टुमारो, ठीक है, we are going to create a WhatsApp group. Okay, so I'll be sharing my number or maybe somebody will create a WhatsApp group and then add my numbers, और उसके बाद उसे सबका नंबर ऐड करने की जरूरत नहीं है, ही कैन जस्ट जनरेट अ लिंक और वो लिंक ही कैन शेयर इन द व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप, सॉरी चैट, जूम की चैट में, और सबको ही उसमें ज्वाइन कर लेगा, ठीक है। एंड देन आई स्टार्ट शेयरिंग ऑल माय स्टडी मटेरियल्स ओवर देयर।
और वो सिनेरियो बेस्ड क्वेश्चन भी आप शेयर कर देना जो इंटरव्यू में पूछते हैं।
ठीक है, ओके, डन, चलेगा।
थैंक यू।
So, what is the class timing, sir?
8:30 to 10 o'clock,
Weekly or weekdays?
Monday to Friday।
सर लैब दिखाएंगे थोड़ा?
लैब दिखा देंगे, लैब का पूरा एक डेडिकेटेड सेशन है।
विकास एक चीज और पूछनी थी, अगर खुद का लैब सेटअप करना है ईवीएनजी में तो उसका कोई वीडियोस है क्या?
हाँ वीडियोस है ना, आई विल प्रोवाइड यू द वीडियो, यू कैन
ठीक
फॉलो।
है। वो किधर वो पोर्टल पे ही मिल जाएगा हमें वो वीडियो?
पोर्टल पे नहीं मिलेगा, मैं आपको लिंक सेंड कर दूंगा व्हाट्सएप में जब वो
हाँ
ईमेल।
आप सेंड कर देना, वो सही रहेगा।
और रिगार्डिंग द लीव्स एंड ऑल, आई विल इन्फॉर्म यू गाइस, मे बी अगर मेरा प्लान कोई लीव है तो मैं 1 वीक पहले या 2 वीक पहले आप लोगों को बता दूंगा। वैसे भी फेब में मैं अराउंड 7 तारीख को मैं नहीं रहूँगा, 11 ऐसा कुछ नहीं रहूँगा। आई विल लेट यू नो अबाउट दैट इन एडवांस। लेकिन अगर कोई इमरजेंसी हुआ तो अगर मैं कोई कॉल में फंस गया या कोई इशू में फंस गया हूँ तो इन दैट पर्टिकुलर केस मैं जल्दी नहीं इन्फॉर्म कर पाऊंगा और आप लोगों का टाइम खराब हो जाएगा। सो
तो
मैं
व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में होगा ना, व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में ऐड करेंगे ना बस
मैं
ऐसे?
आपको इन्फॉर्म कर दूंगा व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में। ओके,
हाँ व्हाट्सएप में।
ठीक है।
सर
विकास
ऐसा कोई सॉफ्टवेयर है क्या अब, जैसे कि पैकेट ट्रेसर जैसे सिस्को का जैसा, ऐसा कोई हम लोग आज प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए कुछ सॉफ्टवेयर?
पैकेट ट्रेसर क्या चीज़ के लिए? ठीक है, पैकेट ट्रेसर सिर्फ
नहीं
CCNA।
जैसे मैं सेशन जैसे कोई कुछ ऐसा कुछ सॉफ्टवेयर
EVNG, मैं आपको यहाँ पे लिख देता हूँ,
इवेंट जो है ना?
EVENG, आप इससे सर्च कीजिएगा, यू विल गेट इट। और हाउ टू सेटअप लैब सेटअप कैसे करते हैं EVNG में, आप जस्ट सर्च कीजिएगा इसको यूट्यूब में, यू विल गेट लॉट ऑफ वीडियोस। आई गेस डेविड बॉम्बल का है, वो बहुत जबरदस्त है। बॉम जस्ट गिव मी।
यस यस आई हियर दिस वन।
ठीक है. So डेबिट बोम्बल ऐसे ही कुछ है ना. You just search for.
yes, मैं सुना है डेविड बम्बल. I
तो
PC
क्या
में
वीडियो आप
सबसे बड़े.
देखिएगा. इट इज़ वेरी गुड और वो बहुत ही अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया हुआ है स्टेप बाय स्टेप कैसे कैसे सेटअप करते हैं ईवेंजी अपने पीसी में. तो आप वो कर सकते हैं. लेकिन इस ईवेंजी के लिए यू नीड लिटिल मोर रिसोर्सेज लाइक 16 GB एटलीस्ट रैम होना चाहिए. मतलब पॉलोल्टो चलाने के लिए मैं राउटर स्विचेस की नहीं बात कर रहा हूँ. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट. एंड एटलीस्ट 4 CPUs होना चाहिए. How can you find a CPUs? I will tell you. So you can go here. Still, I'll give all this information later as well. You can see in my CPU, you can see 6 cores, right? So I can allocate 4 cores and 12 logical cores are there. So I can, aram se I can put it, kitna 4 cores I can put it. So for Palo Alto to run, you need this particular system resources and then you can do it. And even you can set this up into Google Cloud. वो भी वीडियो अवेलेबल है NW Kings की तरफ से ही है and you can follow along and you can set this up. ठीक है?
Okay, विकास.
Okay. There will be a dedicated session. Don't worry about कि कैसे access करेंगे, क्या होगा, क्या नहीं होगा. I'll be telling you. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining today. Thank you so much. Good night and see you tomorrow at the same time, guys. Bye.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Good night,
Bye,
sir. Good night.
विकास.
Good night. Bye.
Good night.
Good night. Thanks. Bye.
Trial.
Who is creating that WhatsApp group, by the way?
Tomorrow I will take like if somebody can create it, maybe that is fine. Anybody can create it. So I'll
Yeah.
be sharing tomorrow at the first like the first thing is going to create a WhatsApp group itself. Yeah.
Right, sir. Yeah, because we don't know each other and we don't have their contact numbers, so
We'll do it.
जी. Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you.